Just 8 days now after a packed crowd cheered on President Trump here in Jacksonville. Of course, the president quarantining there in the White House with the First Lady. And as we mentioned, Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry spoke at that rally, not in contact with the president, though. But what about the thousands of other people in the event from that day, from supporters, security personnel, and everyone in between? Leah Shields joining us live this afternoon on your side with the details you need to know from an infectious disease prevention specialist. Hello, Leah.
Hey Lou, like you said, it was a packed crowd just 8 days ago, right where I'm standing, so a much different scene now. It is unlikely that all those supporters here had any direct contact with the president, but if someone did, Dr. Vinci Samuel with Baptist Health says they should call their doctor and just see what their next steps might be. Now, if you do have some concerns, you're not sure what to do, you can also call Baptist Health Jacksonville's COVID-19 hotline. It's open till 5 p.m. this evening, and they can give you some advice.
If they were exposed to somebody who was positive 8 days ago, typically by now, if they're going to develop symptoms, they probably have already started developing those symptoms.
Dr. Vinci Samuel is an epidemiologist and an infectious disease prevention specialist. She says gathering in large crowds without masks or social distancing puts you at high risk for catching COVID-19. And that's exactly what we saw last week during Trump's campaign stop in Jacksonville. The New York Times is reporting that the president is showing mild symptoms. A letter from the White House physician says both the president and the First Lady are doing well and staying at the White House in isolation. But for how long will they have to quarantine?
CDC follows the symptom-based strategy. So once your symptoms start, you look for 10 days after your symptoms started and 24 hours after your symptoms have improved and your fever has resolved without the use of any fever-reducing medications. And that may be for most people that have a mild or moderate illness. Now, if you have a more severe illness or if you're immunocompromised, then you're looking at 20 days from when your symptoms first started.
That crowded rally that we saw here just last week, well, that was supposed to be replicated in Sanford, Florida today, but that has since been canceled. In West Jacksonville, Leah Shields, First Coast News on your side.